Okay, this is my 3D map that I created in UDK editor. It looks a lot like I intended it to in the design document. I'm just going to show you a few tools that I used in order to create this map and some features that I've put in. I started off by creating the Colosseum type circle, and this was created using a cylinder brush, and basically this little guy here, I used this, changed the settings in it so that I'd have more faces, so it would become more round as opposed to hexagonal, and I had to do each row separately and then cut out the bit that makes the corridor. This took a very long time. The rooms, such as this one here, was created using a square cube brush, using the same kind of method. I used this cube to create the walls and then cut out things such as these windows, so I went to brushes, had a cube, and the important thing to do when you draw out the cube or cylinder is to click CSG add, which adds volume. So that's how I created basic walls and shapes. This little guy here isn't a wall, it's the same texture as I used on the wall, but I found this by going to View, Browser Window and Content Browser, and this here is everything that is included in the UDK editor, such as rocks, ruins, such as what I've included in my map, and this guy here, and also things like moss, which I've used on my map also. I used terrain to put my map onto, as opposed to just creating a blank floor using the cube, and I edited the terrain by clicking this tool here, terrain editing mode, and I literally painted on the grass over the top of the floor tile. So this is my terrain here, and this is my grass, which I use by painting on in various places. This is a good way of changing your terrain without using seams or completely different terrains. It's a good way of merging two together or creating a different effect, such as more mossy parts and then less mossy parts. I created the ladder here by going to volume, not that one, add volume and ladder volume, and then I had to place these two, see the pictures of the ladders, I had to place one at the top and one at the bottom in order to make the ladder work. There's an arrow in the middle which also needed to be changed, and the ladder is actually invisible. I just had to put a blank piece of wood with a dodgy looking ladder on it, just for the players to recognise what it is. The apples throughout the maps, the path nodes, which help create the shortest path for the NPCs to travel, so they don't end up going through walls or trying to go up where there isn't space. This will ensure that the NPCs travel up the ladders as opposed to trying to jump up the wall. And these are placed throughout the map. Another thing I'll mention is the player start, which is this joypad icon here, and this shows where NPCs and players can spawn from. So because it's a first person shooter, I've added them throughout the map, so a character will respawn in a different place every time they die, as opposed to not being able to explore the map due to spawning in the same place. And that's it. Just a little video to show what tools I used to create the Colosseum map in UDK editor.